let everybody come in, and I am gonna let TikTok in as well. There we go. Okay. Let everybody come in. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, my loves. How is everyone? I hope everyone had a marvelous weekend. I got some things I want to talk about before we get started. We're going to do something different. So today, Jupiter and North Node are conjunct. This is denoting everybody's, Jupiter rules the gifts and the blessings. Good morning, my loves. Okay, so basically what's happening is this is the jump off, okay, for the abundance. Okay, now remember, you know, you get what you put out, right? So we're going to get into depth. But before we do that, I want to talk about a couple things, okay? So one is, in light of, instead of doing the elements the way I've been doing them in a group, I'm going to do it different this month, okay? So this month, what I'm going to do, because I have a feeling that, let me also preface by saying that in African traditional religions, the year starts in June, okay? So it's like a new year, right? So what we're going to do is I'm going to do, and first I'm going to do a collective today. Don't worry, it's going to hit for everybody, okay? And then today, I'm going to do one of the elements, and the next couple of days, I'm going to do an extensive read for each element, okay? So you will see me back on tonight for another element. I feel like I'm going to start with, air because it's Gemini season, okay? So that'll be later today. Hi, my loves, okay? So just to keep you posted, all right, today is a collective. Okay, if you've watched me before, you know my spirit's hit. Okay, so let's go. Spirit, with Jupiter in conjunction to the North Node in Taurus, talking about the gifts and the blessings. Can you show me? And I just want to say to Nicole, okay? Nicole, if something has been removed at this time, know that it's because something has to be moved aside so something else can come in, all right? But we're going to take a look collectively, see what's happening, because I heard, you know, your abundance is about to come in, but here's the thing. There's people or energies that would like to stop you, okay? So we are going to talk about it, okay? So first off, Spirit, can you show me the collective energy? You've got time. And it says, ever wonder what would make life's fleeting pain and sorrow totally, unquestionably worth it? How about living forever wildly in love and loved wildly? You have so much to look forward to, the universe. Some of yous are feeling the weight of time. Thank you guys for all the love, right? It's the weight of time. Like, damn, I've been putting all this effort into this job and I'm not getting recognition. I've been looking for work every day. I'm not getting an offer that I want. I have been trying so hard in my relationship. This is for the collective, okay? I've been trying so hard in my relationship, but I'm not making any ground. I'm feeling misunderstood. I just heard slander. Some of yous are being slandered. Like, it's this pushback from the universe towards something that you've been trying to achieve, correct? Spirit, can you show me? Now you have here, pucker up, buttercup, and it says, Being fair and reasonable will earn you respect and admiration, but being genuinely kind will make you a total love magnet. Go for the love magnet. Okay, you keep compromising something. Okay? You keep compromising something, and this compromising has to do with trying to make everybody fucking happy. How's that working for you? How's that working for you? Because Spirit's saying that you keep putting yourself on the back burner, right? And then you wonder why something isn't coming to fruition, right? It's talking about closed mouths don't get fed. No two flowers are the same, yet all are beautiful in their own way. Comparisons are odious because they presume that all things are equal, which is never the case. Between you and me, sign the universe. Right? And then because you're feeling misunderstood, or because you're feeling like there's, good morning, my love, that there's all this restriction, I'm feeling exhaustion, then you start comparing your path to other people's path. Why is it that so-and-so could be doing the same thing as me, but I'm looked at in such a way? Just got on. What element is this? Oh my goodness, I'm late. This is the collective, babe. This is for everybody, and today I'm doing a collective read. I am going to be doing the individual elements in their own live in the next couple of days. I will start tonight because I feel like this is an important transit and we need to get more into depth than a 10-minute thing. Okay, so put your notifications on so that you can know, because yeah. Okay, but right now, today, we're going to do a collective, because Spirit said that the abundance is upon you, but there's things that are trying to stop it from coming in, and they wanted me to come on and do a collective, right? So now what's happening is that as you're meeting the resistance and you're seeing like, why isn't it happening for me? Or why am I being looked at in such a manner when other people are not looked? It's comparisons, right? And I once heard a quote that always stood with me. And it said something to the effect of, never look in somebody else's bowl unless you're looking to see if they have enough. In other words, if you have something on your plate and the other person has something on their plate, it's like when you were a kid, right? And your sibling, you know, you could have said, why did Tommy get, you know, the big lollipop and I got the small lollipop, right? That is coming from the energy of comparison, where it would be different if you had gotten a lollipop, right? And you said, but what about Tommy? Tommy needs a lollipop too. You understand? So when you are looking to see if somebody else has something, it should only be to see if they have enough. It should never be to compare what you have against what they have. Because in that moment that you're wasting energy on that, you're actually slowing down to look at theirs. Does that make sense? Okay, so you have love is the reason. And it says each person in your life is there for a reason. And the reason always has something to do with love, like me, sign the universe. And this comparison started, for some of you, because I used the example of a sibling, it was through parents that made, you know, like pitted the kids against each other. Could have been a narcissistic parent, right? But this set into motion, okay? Even if you're like a single child, okay? This set into, there was some experience that set into motion this competitive thing. So then you could have started dating, male or female, right? And then you end up with somebody who will pit you against somebody else, okay? So let's say it's their mom. Let's say it's another lover, an ex-lover. Let's say it's a sibling. Let's say it's their friends, right? This person is doing that because they don't feel self-assured in themselves, okay? They don't feel assured in themselves. So it's like they need people to compete for their attention so that they could feel worthy. And then you fall into the trap. You following me? What's good, Tamila? You feel me? So this sets up a frequency that's been replaying. And Spirit is saying that you have broken away from a lot of the systems, or, you know, you did a lot of the shadow work, right? But like that part still plagues you, because even though you could be conscious of it, when it comes in, it triggers this reflex reaction that puts you back in the loop. It puts you back in the loop, Spirit said. Okay, you are adored. And Spirit is saying that this is the frequency you need to align yourself with, okay? Don't be fooled by the players, and don't be fooled by yourself. There's no one more lovable nor loved than you. And I know everyone, precious, sign the universe. Now, what is that saying? You had the no two flowers are alike. The comparisons are odious. Love is the reason. I just finished saying that this person, whoever it is, friend, lover, family member, okay, they did this competitive thing or put you in a place to have to compete or to try to get some type of attention or something like that, or breakthrough or understanding. What I need from you is understanding. How can we communicate if you don't hear what I say? So it's like two different situations. There's like a situation where there's a blockage, and then it's like the person you would turn to doesn't understand, and it feels on my own. Why did it end this way? Right? It feels like you're woe is me. Okay? But it was something that you manifested and you chose. It's like you got into some crossroad, okay? And you chose something, and it kind of was painful. It made you feel alone, or it made you feel like you didn't have backing, but what you didn't realize is that you had Spirit's backing. That was like a test, in a sense, to see if you believe in life after love? What's good? Cheerfully sweet, right? So it was like, do you believe in yourself enough, right, to stop the comparison, to stop being in the loop of this triggering, whether it's coming from the same person or like-minded frequencies, right? And I feel like you did it, okay? But the thing is that if you feel naked or you feel drained, okay? Spirit, anything else? Okay, you could be having, what's good, Jennifer? You could be having a lot of money issues, right? Maybe you have enough to get through, but you're like, damn, you know, the pressure of like living week to week, it's like just overload, overwhelmed. It's that frequency, and it's also because we have all these heavy transits. You got Pluto going in retrograde, Saturn's going to go in retrograde, and Neptune's going to go in retrograde, right? So there's some realizations that are also coming in. Spirit just says some of y'all would have turned around, turn around every now and then, but something was annihilated and there's nothing to turn around to, right? You'll find what you seek. And it says, if you've ever suddenly found and been loved by someone amazingly awesome, fun, and fantastic, chances are astronomical you will again. If you haven't yet found such a person, chances are astronomical you will, right? So this is the void. Okay? This is the in-between space between the shedding and the abundance. And that's why you feel like that. So even though the energy is better than it was during the Mercury retrograde, you feel rocky. You feel rocky. Okay, you feel rocky. Rock the boat, don't rock the boat, baby. Rock the boat, don't tip the boat over. Our love is like a ship on the ocean. Love and devotion. And I'd like to know if you got the motion, right? Prepare to be astounded. Look at you not believing. Look at you not believing, right? Send them love, wish them peace, send them happy, see them happy, everyone, always, forever, and prepare yourself to be astounded. Sign the universe. P.S. Oh man, that. And will you ever become a big manifester? Okay, so here we are. This feeling naked is where the frequency from the comparison keeps getting born. Because every time you feel abandoned, abandonment issue, daddy issue, mommy issue, relationship issue, this abandonment triggers the comparison. Why is it always me? Right? It's like, instead of wanting the get back or tying yourself to the frequency of the bitterness, Spirit said, that it's important to manifest goodness. What do I mean by this? Let's say that you had a dysfunctional relationship with somebody who did you really dirty very recently. Shit is fresh. Right? Instead of saying, you know what, I hope you get everything you fucking deserve, you piece of shit. Instead of saying that, how about you say, I hope you find everything that you're looking for. I hope that you find peace. Right? Because what you put out is what is returned to you. Don't look at their fucking bowl. Fuck their bowl, honestly. Turn on your love light. Sometimes the best way to remain sane is to love like crazy. Works for me. Sign the universe. Let me tell you something. This card is making me think of two things. I remember my daughter went through a hard breakup once. And I told her, I said, you know, don't get your lick back. Get your glow on. Right? When you elevate, that is the best form of revenge. Okay? Then also the other message that I got with the turn on your love light is that because you've done this shadow work and all this peeling and shedding, like I was saying, it's like your light is becoming more magnified. Now, I want you to think, and I've said this before, of a porch light. What happens when you leave the porch light on and dusk falls? All the flying creepy crawlies come, right? And they're trying to get the light. That's the season you're in. Okay? Oh, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Yes. And this light becomes so bright that what happens is both the good and the negative is attracted to it, right? Okay? I don't want to get too much off subject, but even like spirits, they see, light, right? Purity of light. So that's why they're going to be drawn. Okay, so this is in the physical and the metaphysical, you feel me? So, process that. Think about that, right? The brighter you become, the more it's going to be pulling. Okay? So this is what Spirit is saying. Okay? This is what Spirit is saying. All right, if you guys could share this, and you know, this is an important message, I feel. Spirit, is there anything else from this deck before we move on? Because I want to look and see what's in the shadows. Things are not as they appear, and that shit came out in reverse. Spirit said, you know what? You know you've seen it, and you can't unsee it, right? The lower the price of your love, the higher its value, right? And it came out in reverse, brain freeze, right? So what happened was, in whatever relationship this was, whether this was work, whether this was a love life, a family member, whatever it is, okay? It's as if whatever you saw, it's like you recognize that through you trying to overexert to fix something, you were aiding the enemy or aiding the draining of the frequency or aiding them to keep you frozen. Okay? So it was like the more you worked on it, the further the drain. Because something is for you and it's not for them, and you're trying to fix it, okay? And you can't fix it because they don't want to fix it, or they don't know how, or they're not capable, they're not supposed to. It's something like that. And it was like you recognized in that moment something happened, and then you recognize that your effort was, not only was it in vain, but it was actually working against you, and that the only way was to get out of the fucking loop, like we talked about before. So cold turkey, Spirit said, cold turkey, cold turkey, cold turkey, right? And so that's where the nakedness comes from. So let's get that in the shadows, because I want to see what's going on here. In the shadows. What is in the shadows? Thank you, my love. Thank you so much. Thank you for the roses. Somebody, because you kept trying to fix some shit, right? Look, they got the nerve to be waiting on you to apologize, or waiting on you to come in how you always do, trying to fix shit. Trying to, what was the first card? You've got time. No, it was the pucker up buttercup, right? Being fair and reasonable will earn you respect and admiration. See, they know that it's important to you that people know that you do the right thing. So that's where the slander comes in. Okay, so they're putting that, it's like this person's gaslighting you into believing that it's your responsibility to fix it. And the only reason why they're able to gaslight you like that is because you've done it in the past. Okay? That is the competition. That is how they get you. They make you feel like you need to compete, or you need to step up. Spirit, can you show me? What else? Right? This person is waiting. I know we have a soul connection. So they feel like, don't throw it all away, because I don't want to be the one who's going to have to make you stay. Because they want the position of power. Okay? They want the position of power that they have held, because you gave them the seat. You ceded the power to them by allowing them to continuously gaslight you into feeling like it was your responsibility to fix the situation, right? But underneath, they know I was careless with you. This could be a job that, you know, just fucking kept shitting on you. It could be a relationship, a parent, a friend, whatever. Right? I'm seeing a meter, like a barometer. It feels like the barometer went all the way into the red. So it was a breaking point. You probably didn't wake up in that morning and be like, oh, I'm going to make a life-changing decision today. Okay? I feel like somebody triggered you, like I said, and you was just like, fuck that. Not today. Okay? It could have been a visceral reaction. You could have just said some shit like, I can't. Okay? And look, and you scared yourself that day. Because in the moment right after whatever you said, whatever that moment of clarity was for you, whatever was it that you couldn't see, you know, but that you got to see clearly. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. Right? It kind of scared you because you knew immediately that there was going to be change. So Spirit just said, that's why you ceded them the power, because you didn't want the responsibility of the decision, but you didn't want to admit that to yourself. So now that it exploded, okay, it came out like naturally. It was the shadow that you were pushing down. Once that happened, it felt very scary. Do you know why it felt scary? Because in reality, you can't remember the last time you took your power back. That's what the fuck it feels like. The general, when he steps onto the battlefield, does not know the outcome. Okay? So this is courage, bravery, but it happened by accident. I pretend you don't mean that much. And this person is gaslighting you in frequency. So in other words, whether you're with them, around them, or not at this point, or if they're at a distance, they're gaslighting you by pretending that this doesn't matter to them. Because they figure that eventually you will need the frequency, like you need to, it's like withdrawal, right? They're like, all this time, collective has, hi honey, collective has ceded their power to me because in some sense, whether they recognized it or not, they were afraid of making a decision standing 10 toes down without me. So what is the odds that they're really going to walk away, even if they said they're going to walk away, or they're really going to disconnect, or they're really going to take their power back? It's like they don't really believe at this point. They feel like, oh, that was just emotions. That was just a visceral reaction, and it was, but something has shifted. Spirit, what else? This is what they will shift to next. Once they realize that you're not falling for the trap, they're going to come in with some backhanded, gaslighting, bullshit as apology. Okay? So what does that look like? That looks like, listen, I'm sorry that we haven't been speaking, but I just want you to know that that wouldn't have happened if you didn't do X, Y, and Z. And so that's why I reacted like that. This person is not necessarily sincere. The reason why they're doing this, because like I said, they want you to come back. And I'm going to tell you why they want you to come back. Because I'm hearing, please don't stop the music, right? So the frequency, don't stop the frequency. You ceding your power to this person was making them abundant and drying you out. Yeah, you heard what I said. So they were growing while you were shriveling, and you couldn't figure out what it was. Huh? And that's what it was. Right? I just want you to know that if you can get through the next 6 weeks, Spirit said, 6 weeks, the withdrawal will be over and you will feel relieved. I'm so happy that it's over. Right now, you are in the void of it, the withdrawal. Don't be fucking fooled. Because this person is going to run through the run through. Okay. This person is going to run through all the steps that they have used. So first, they're going to do a temperature check. They're going to send you like a text or something. Right? Then that doesn't work. You don't answer that. They're going to try something else. Like they're going to run through. Okay. Last thing is going to be the fake ass apology. Then the anger. Spirit. I pretend that I don't care. You know that that is not true because they wouldn't even be angry. What they're angry about is that you loved yourself enough to take your power back because they were feeding off of that. Remember what I said, this person likes people to compete for them in whatever arena. Okay? Like this could be a friend who pits other friends. This could be a lover who pits other lovers. This could be a family member who pits other family members. This could be a boss who pits other coworkers. Okay? Yeah, you just let them have their tantrum, right? So this person, what they don't want is for you to take your frequency away, because remember, they were using that to feel loved in the competition. They were also using that to magnify their own abundance. Right? So whether, you know, take the other thing that they were making you compete with, take that aside. Let's just talk about your frequency and what that was doing for them. It was making, like, they could be a person who is not spiritually woke, but it was making, like, even if their chakras are all fucked up because they're not, you know, on the proper journey, they still were making their kundalini energy at least rise to the solar plexus, even if they couldn't get to the heart chakra, throat chakra, third eye, you know, crown, right? So even that was feeding their lower chakras pride and ego. Okay, pride and ego. So if you walk away and you do better and they go down, then the proof is in the pudding. The people around would know the truth. So now the gaslighting and the slander, you see how Spirit puts it all together? Do you see that shit? So the only way to validate what they've already said about you is for you to return. Because if you return, then they'll say, see, I told you. If I was wrong, then why did this person come back? You understand what I'm saying to you? This person is fully aware of what they're doing. I know more than you think. So right now, they're going hard in the paint to slander you and to stop you because they feel this thing coming in and they don't want to be left out, because it's as if then the people will know that they weren't the abundant one, you were. Okay, so I'm feeling pre-tower energy. That's how this person feels. The tower is in their solar plexus because they got in front of their skis. Okay, like they leaned too far out. They took too big of a risk in some way. Okay, like they took something too far. Okay, so like let's say this person was angry. They wanted to get back because you didn't respond to a text message after they triggered you in some way. And then then what they say is like, oh, trying to think, like, oh, well, you know, the reason why this person didn't answer me is because they fucking know what they did, da 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 da, and then go on some other campaign, and then in that they say something that they weren't supposed to say, that maybe was told to you and told to them in confidence, that they know is not true. Like, for instance, and this could trigger somebody, so you know, let's say you told them that as a child you had a traumatic experience, okay, let's say SA, right? And because they want to slander you, right? They may be saying, well, it was this person's family member. This is a collective. This is for everybody today, Stephanie, okay? I'm going to be doing individual lives for each element in the next couple of days, okay? Because I feel like there's big energy going on, and I want to look in depth for each element, okay? But this person, whatever the fuck they said that they knew they got in front of their skis, or they went too far with something, they know that you will find out about this. They're very concerned with that. Okay, I don't know what to say. Okay? I feel like somebody else could come to you. They may be coming to you out of sincere thing, like, yo, do you know that so-and-so is in these fucking streets talking about Jack, you know, this, that, and the third, right? It's like this other person doesn't want you to know, but they want you to fall back in the fold so bad that it's like they took a risk, but they took a too big of a risk, if that makes sense, right? Okay, I do wish you well. Remember, I said in the beginning, rather than trying to get your lick back, okay? Send some positive energy, okay? Because you know why? Because what's going to happen is that's going to, you know, remember when we were kids and said everything you say to me will bounce back? It's like that kind of thing, right? I wish you well. I hope you find everything you're looking for. Right? I never used to look at you in that way. Now this person is seeing a different, more powerful version of you that they never seen before. Right? And it's because of this, I need to focus on my healing. That's you. Okay, that came from that moment of knowing, like, oh, so the harder I tried, the more control I gave away. Okay? The harder I tried, the more I gave away. So it's time for me to remove my frequency and prepare for my own abundance is the only way, right? So let's get a couple tarot. Let's get a couple tarot. Mm-hmm. Two more, Spirit. Thank you. Baby. All right. So let's talk about, this is what they wanted. Okay? This is what they wanted. They knew that you were overly emotional or connected to the situation, emotionally maybe codependent, but I wouldn't necessarily, it could be a touch of that. Like the competition was making you reliant on being, because this person needed two things to compete so they could feel loved. So when they used to do that and then they would choose you because you would cede your power to them, it felt reaffirming to you. So that was your trigger in it, okay? All right, so this Queen of Cups, they knew that you were overly emotionally tied to the outcome and that you cared, you know, too much in a sense. With the Three of Cups, there goes the three, right? Whether it was work, friend, lover, okay, family member, right? And the Four of Swords, that you were always going to want to heal that shit for the group. Whether you're a male or a female, something about like feeling like maternal frequency, like wanting to be like mothering the situation. This also, let's say you're a masculine, but you was with somebody who was not as spiritually evolved as you. You could have constantly been trying to mother them in the experience of spirituality, hoping that they would make better decisions. But in the end, they were using your high vibe frequency to fellas, I'm so sorry for what I'm about to say, but this is what Spirit said, to emasculate you. Because in their concept, the ability for you to be in touch with your emotional side was so foreign to them that they basically took it as a sign of weakness. But as soon as you withdrew your energy, they understood why the Emperor is so important. Right? If you look at what is S&M, right? You have a dom and a submissive, right? Talk to somebody in that community and they'll tell you that to be a dominant, you must have had to have submitted, because you can only cede power to somebody else. They can't force you. You understand? So this person took your ability to not have to be the loudest voice in the room all the time as a sign of weakness, okay? Three of Wands in reverse, Spirit, why? Some people have to learn that just because you speak softly doesn't mean you don't walk with a big fucking stick. Right? So you have the Three of Wands here in reverse. What this person doesn't know is that you can't, whatever you saw, whatever transpired in that, you can't now envision the future that you were once envisioning with this person. Whether this is like a boss, whether this is a, you know, a friend, it doesn't matter what the relationship is. It's the frequency of like, oh, so what I thought we were building, or what I thought the direction was, now I recognize I cannot go in that direction with that person. It's not built on a strong foundation. Six of Swords, the only way for me to respond to this is to move on and go on to calmer waters. Because I'm recognizing now that I was somehow taking my frequency and stealing my abundance, because I was feeding the devil. What did I say about feeding this frequency, right? This is also, if you've missed the beginning of this, guys, you can head over to YouTube. It is live there, okay? And you can see the beginning, okay? Four of Swords is coming out. Four of Swords is out here with the Knight of Swords. As you begin to isolate from these frequencies, I am not saying you're isolating from the world. Okay, I feel like you're isolating because there's this draining energy, And it's like you're being prepared. Okay, remember that this is like a new cycle. All this abundance is about to hit. Right now, I'm going to show each of the screens. Give me 1 second. You see how you're in ice here. Do you see all your spirit animals, your guides all around you protecting you from this frequency? Do you see that? Okay. So as you are going into this, Spirit just said stasis, like a stasis. Okay, like a healing chamber, right? Somebody wants to come in and disrupt, because I said to you, your abundance is about to be upon you. You already shed the blockage. It's just that you feel fucking naked because you were triggered by it. So you don't know what's next. You're still trying to catch your breath, right? Now you have the two of cups coming out here crossed in the position of what you can't see, right? Wow. Everything I just fucking said. Here's the Emperor. When I just threw out these cards, how many came out? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards came out. All the other cards fell over here, and the Emperor fell all the way over here. Because this person thought that they were the Emperor. But remember what I just said about the Dom and the submissive. In reality, you were the Emperor. In reality, you were the Emperor. But because you wanted to be in the Queen of Cups and constantly fix the frequency, trying to mother a situation, right? This person never had to fix their ego issues. And this also was confusing the shit out of you with the sun here across the two of cups, because you're like, is this soulmate frequency or nah? I can't really tell, right? And then they would come in, somehow gaslight you. You would be like, yeah, maybe it's worth me trying to heal this one more thing, right? Because we've built something, whether this is, your job that you're reliant on the 10 of Pentacles, right? Maybe you've worked hard for this company. You don't want to just walk away, right? This could be a relationship. This could be a family member, right? And this person relies on that because the Wheel of Fortune is here. They're like, I got this. Don't worry. They'll come back. Remember, their egos crossed, right? But look at you sitting in the 9 of Pentacles over here with the 3 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, knowing your fucking worth, male or female, and thinking, because remember, here you had the 3 of Wands in reverse with the 6 of Swords, talking about you can't go with them. You got to go your own direction. On the bottom of the deck, the 3 of Wands is in the upright with the 9 of Pentacles, because now you've recognized that all that energy you were pouring into another situation was really draining the manifestation that you sincerely wanted, and that you were giving away your power, and that now it's time to put this back to yourself. This is a collective for everybody, okay? She says, you amaze me, and every card, this is all of my life on point. Thank you. Okay. So, and I tell you guys, like, I know that some of you just want the horoscope, or, like your element, but you're going to miss out on so many things because you're a conglomeration of different signs. Okay, so and I don't even come on and do like collectives that often. So when I come on, it's because Spirit has something to say to all of us, me included. Okay, so tap in. All right, so you got the 7 of Swords coming out here next. This is the truth of the matter, that you saw that there was deception, whether this was coming from somebody else or self-deception because you were trying to see what you wanted to see, right? So you got the 7 of Swords here coming out with the 2 of Wands. Remember I said, once you saw it, you couldn't unsee it. Thank you guys for all the love. You guys know I be forgetting to say anything because I be channeling so hard. My apologies, okay? Don't think that I don't appreciate them. I really do. Once I get started, it's hard, okay? So, all right. So the 7 of Swords is out here with the 2 of Wands, right? So once you saw that shit, right? You was at that crossroads, like I said in the beginning, because now what you gonna do? Can't unsee it. Can't unsee it. So if you recognize over here with the Three of Wands in reverse and the Six of Swords that there was not anything to return to, like I said earlier in the reading. Thank you for the mics. Thank you guys for all the gifts and the loves. I greatly appreciate y'all. Okay, so whatever this shit is here, you're like, yo, I can't unsee that shit. So this has put me in a space where now I have to make a decision. The void, which way do I go? Ace of Pentacles. What will be the new seed? Because this other thing is dead and gone, right? And that is a trip. Okay, so this is how this person thought you would be. Okay, isolated in a tent, right? Right? And they could come in, right? I'm going to show you guys in a minute. They could come in, right? And you would just be happy to be rescued. Do you see that? Right? And that you wouldn't know that these, you know, you would feel lucky to have the demon return. Right? Choppy waters, all there by yourself, right? They did not expect that that would be them and that their own demons would be eating them. Dog eat dog, or, you know, like the tail eating itself, some shit like that, okay? And you're standing your, 10 toes down. You got the 9 of Wands here. You're resistant. Listen, I have put new fucking boundaries. I set new boundaries. I wasn't playing. And what happens? The Star. There goes the abundance is upon you. See, the first test was seeing what was happening. Okay? The first test was seeing what was happening, where you're going to go and try to like, oh, well, you know what? They had a rough childhood. So did you. Right? They didn't mean what they say. Like, normally you would fucking make excuses. That was the first test. The second test was when they tried to triangulate you against said thing, person, place, or thing, as they have done it before, and then you would fold. Every time you tried to break away, they would do something that would pull you back in and you would fold. That's the second test you passed. Right? You're in actively right now the third test. Okay? So some of you's already passed this. Others of you's, remember I said 6 weeks, the detox will be complete. The detox will be complete. And that's the third test. Because this person is in slander mode, is in attack mode, is in triggering mode, is in trying to get you to respond in some fucking way. But I told you that they're going to switch into apology mode because they recognize that it doesn't work, right? Right? And so this last test is, if you know, it's like you already told Spirit, yep, I can't unsee it. Right? If you know that, and Spirit knows that, and y'all had a conversation about this shit, then what is known does not have to be spoken. High Priestess, there's an inner knowing here that if you go back, it only sabotages what Spirit's trying to bring in. So you're using fact and logic, and this person is going to think that you're mirroring their gaslighting because that's how they do you. So they're going to be like, oh, they're trying to get me to compete for them. And no, you're not. No, you're not. Justice. You're going after what it is that would bring you, Moon, your personal deepest desires, Chariot, to move forward. You see that shit? And now this person is going to try to return with the Knight of Cups energy. I was just playing. I was just fucking them bitches. I was going to get right back. I know I was rough on you at the job, but really you're my star employee. It's like all of a sudden they want to switch from the assholeness to like flattery. Know your worth, guys. If you go back, you're going to slide back into who the Queen of Cups. How did Spirit know? Okay, and put this exactly lined up. This is where we started with the Queen of Cups. This person wants to bring you back into that frequency where you want to mother the situation and you feel responsible for all the fucking decisions and all the mishaps that this person does and all the shit that they put you through. And here's the Judgment card. What you gonna do? Right? Because you've been stuck at the Seven of Pentacles for a long time with this person. And it was because you never were able, every time you thought you would take out a dagger from the Three of Swords and the heartbreak, they would just put another one in. Just put another one in. Okay? And here is Hierophant, right? Do you have the faith in yourself and in your connection with the divine? Okay? This is the Pope of the Tarot. Do you have the faith to give your burdens to Spirit and start on a new journey and don't look back? Because here's the Two of Pentacles. You're very much in scale mode right now. Four of Cups, okay? Right now, this could be like, I'm going to give you guys a quick example, right? And maybe it's not in that way for you. Or maybe you're a little bit like, I said, some of you is going through it right now. Some of you is going to take 6 weeks. Some of you did it already, right? But you know, when you first go through a breakup, ladies, okay, I don't know if the guys go through this too, how you just don't want to eat shit. Be like 3 days and you like force yourself to eat one sandwich. Okay? And this is the Four of Cups. So it's like nothing compares. Nothing compares to you. Okay? So it's like you're still in the nakedness and the void of it, okay? So they feel like, you know what? You feeling left out in the cold in some way will, make you act right. Make you act right. Okay? But they don't know that you're really sitting in King of Wands energy with the Four of Wands, okay? Very shortly. Remember what I said, up to 6 weeks from now, you're going to feel so empowered. You're going to have peace and harmony again, okay? You might even meet somebody new. But the Eight of Swords is going to be this person's position once they realize that this whole campaign and all the different steps that they went through have been blocked. Because what you're doing by putting out, remember I said, wish them well. What you're doing is, this devil is starving. Okay? You're no longer going to feed the beast. Five of Swords. They're going to lash out. Okay? Page of Wands. Remember I said there's some type of overreach that this person does. Okay? That wasn't well thought out. Okay, with some type of deception here. They knew it was dishonest. They were trying to cause illusions in your name. Okay, because you're like so abundant in love and you're about to be abundant in love. And they know that they're crying over spilled milk, but they don't want to admit that. Okay, it's because they was putting you in some type of competition and being sneaky, right? But they didn't know that while you were going through that, okay, somehow, some way, whether you were whether you were aware of it or not, you were already mourning it, babe. You were already mourning it. You just weren't aware. Okay, the Nine of Pentacles, that's what gave you the strength to break free with the Three of Wands, okay? Wish you well were literally my last words to them. Exactly. Okay? So this is what I'm saying, guys. The reward is about to come, all right? The reward is about to come. I'm going to take a kipper for you guys, and we're up out of here because, like I said, I'm going to start today doing an individual elements read. Okay? So I'll be back on tonight for one of the elements, okay? It's going to be air, okay? Because it's Gemini season. I'm going to start with air, okay? High honor has been being held off because you were concentrating or even if you got the high honor, it feels like what happened was you couldn't feel the magnitude of it. Like, let's say you just bought a house. You just bought a house. And then you go into a breakup 3 weeks later. And all you could think about is all the dreams that, you know, are not going to happen with this person. And you should just think about, I got a fucking house. Maybe this person was just brought here solely for the purpose of me to obtain this house. Right? And maybe I have to find a way to make it happen by myself. But Spirit opened the door. See, you need to change your frame of thinking. Because this person kept trying to trigger you into a half-empty type energy. Okay, because you got high honor out here coming out cross with the thief. Okay, so whatever you were obtaining, they were stealing your energy and stealing your abundance. What the fuck did I say? What time? I can't see that from here, my love. Okay, so what time for the live? I'm not sure yet because I need to cook. Okay, but I'll come back on. All right, if I could squeeze it in earlier, just make sure. Listen, for the YouTubers, if you're no longer getting notifications, unsubscribe and then subscribe again. Make sure you hit the bell, and you'll start to get notifications again. Okay, because sometimes like they just kind of like wear off for whatever damn reason. All right, so let's clarify these cards that you got out here. High honor. And it comes out with gift. So Spirit is telling you that it's on you right now. It's about to start pouring in. Okay, but if you can't disconnect from the emotionally draining frequency, you're not going to really feel it hit because you're so worried about what's not there. Okay? Yeah, tonight for the live. Yeah. Okay? So, the thief, this is what they were doing, withdrawal. Whenever you were getting too far along or too big for your britches or too powerful, they would pull back their frequency so that you would have to compete for them, right? Perseverance, they know that you're not a quitter, right? And then they would be ready to step in and take your abundance or use your frequency to power them up, okay? And this person, it was working, male or female, it was working for them, okay? People don't continue behaviors that don't work, okay? So I feel like, you know, confinement is here. Right? This person, I told you, I was working all night. It was working all right. Yep. So what happened was they got a little too big for their britches themselves. They're worried about you getting too big for their britches. Okay, they got a little ahead of themselves and they tricked themselves. You saw something that you can't unsee, and now they feel confined because the methods of abuse, the methods of the way that they would trigger you, gaslight you, whatever, they're not effective. Okay? And here's Gaia. You've gone into, you know, Earth, Mother Earth, divine like frequency. Gaia also has to do with abundance, the harvest. You're about to collect your harvest. Okay, they were blind, and so were you, babes, because it's like I told you, you're in the void, so you don't really know that this is coming, but they surely didn't. Okay, daydreaming. They was just thinking about how much power they had and how they could use it and how lucky they were, right? But here's the mature woman, okay, male or female. Remember I said for the masculines, right? They thought that your frequency was somehow like emasculating, or they were emasculating because they didn't understand what it is to be with someone who's in touch with their feminine, okay? Now, you have here apology, right? I told you in the end, they're going to try to switch it up, right? Because it hurts their pride. Hurts their pride. Remember, they were feeding their love frequency with some type of competition and making you cede the power to them, right? So now their pride has taken a hit, illness, right? Depression will set in once they don't get the reaction. But what I like about it is that you're not responding with pride, okay? Yeah, just called on Monday after 4 months, right? So you're not doing this out of pride. You're not saying, well, I'm not talking to you because you hurt my pride. You're saying there's nothing here to feed me anymore. You can't grow harvest from contaminated soil. Okay? So that's the realization. Okay? So what happens is once they realize that you're serious, okay? They start to feel like, damn. So all that abundance wasn't really mine. I was over here flexing and shit. That shit wasn't mine, it was theirs. Libation. This is what you need to be doing, okay? Pouring out libation and you know, thanking, being in the, I remember I said to you, right now you're feeling like the woe of the void, and Spirit's saying, you know, be thankful. Okay, go to your, even if you're feeling now like, oh, it's a very dark point, say thank you, Spirit, for, you know, showing me what I needed to see and redirecting me and helping me, because I know that in you, you know, I can put my faith. You understand? It's not your loss, babes, it's theirs. Okay? So don't let your imagination run away from you right now, okay? This is what taking your power feels like. I know it feels naked, okay? But you just broke a generational curse, okay? It's something that kept happening, okay? So maybe your mom also, you know, always tried to fix something, or your grandmother, or maybe this goes down the line, all right? Right? But I'm hearing saving all my love for you. Right? Whitney Houston. You used to tell me we'd run away together. Go listen to that song. Okay? Because that song is the exact frequency that I got in the beginning. This person was trying to, it says, you said be patient, just wait a little longer. And that's just an old fantasy. You see, so this person had you in some type of competition, waiting for something that wasn't going to happen, and they were abusing their power in the in-between. Okay? But now, because you chose yourself, okay, profession, okay, fate, okay, relaxation, you get to rewrite this second leg, and Spirit is going to reward you for that. Okay, so know that things are about to shift. But remember, right now, you're like a light bulb. And both the positive and the negative is trying to get in, okay? So, you know, ain't no stopping us now. We on the move. Don't look back. Don't look back. Okay? All right, my loves, I am going to go have lunch, figure out what I'm cooking for dinner so I can come back on and do the air signs, all right? So I'm wishing you all light and love and blessings on blessings. See you later, babes. Bye. Let me end this one too. See you guys later.